more salvaged and abandoned vehicles in the state of Texas than anywhere else in the country. Thousands hit the auction blocks each week. It's a gold mine for those willing to stomach the risk. The right flip can turn a clunker into tens of thousands of dollars. Or leave you saddled with a pile of scrap metal. On this episode of Texas Car Wars, the car auctions get downright ugly.
If I see something that I want, I'm leaving with it.
Are you jacking with me?
I'm either gonna win this car and take it home, or I'm gonna hurt you bad trying to get it.
Some garages learn to work together.
Don't spend money on things we don't need.
You break more just by being you. I'm from Jersey. You don't know who you're with.
And others just try to get the job done.
I can flip this and not even break a sweat.
How are we looking?
Not good. This thing looks like...
Central Texas, one of the car auction capitals of the country. Every week, garages from all around Texas compete to turn junked cars into pay dirt. There are a handful of garages that you could call regulars here, and some of them will give you a run for your money. Take Barrett Auto Care. They're a mom and pop shop with Beep and Holly at the reins. But don't let Holly's good looks fool you. She's just as tough as any of them.
It's definitely an advantage that I'm a woman at these auctions because people don't know what I'm there for. I look like I'm there just to keep the husband company, and then I sneak in and I steal a car from him.
Now, Rodriguez Rod and Cycle is an interesting bunch. They're a backyard outfit with Josh leading the crew.
Hell yeah, let's go.
They ain't a fancy shop, but that doesn't keep them out of the game.
I can take a look at a car and tell you within 2 minutes whether that thing is worth restoring or whether it's just a heap of junk.
I'd watch out for him. Don't get me started on old school customs. Their kingpin is Frank, and he is flush with money.
Let's button everything up and head to the auction.
Come on, Tigger, let's go spend some of Frank's money.
Now, I'm not gonna say Frank's ruthless, but let's just say you don't get rich in this business without stepping on a few toes.
If I see something I want, nobody's going to stand in my way. I'm going to own it.
Last, we have Atomic Garage. They're the new guys in town.
Let's go buy a damn car.
He wasted a donut.
I know. I second roll.
They may not be the most experienced of the bunch, but what they lack in experience, they make up for in confidence.
At these auctions, you gotta know what you're looking for, you gotta have money, and most of all, you gotta have balls.
This week, the garages are headed to a salvage yard in South Austin, where they're each hoping to find that one junker they can flip for a cool profit. But flipping cars is risky business, and auction rules are strict.
Good morning, everyone. We'd like to thank all of y'all for coming out here today to the auction. We've got a nice group of cars for you to look at today.
My auction follows a simple set of rules. Potential buyers have exactly 10 minutes to look at each car before it hits the auction block. They can open the hoods, they can open the doors. We don't want them to try to start the engines because if something blows, we don't want it to happen on our watch.
Everything here today is sold as is, where is. If you buy them and they break in two halves, you own both halves, so you're buying what you see. Car number one is a 64 Thunderbird. You talk about a hard-to-find rare item, we got it here.
The Thunderbird was Ford's answer to the Chevy Corvette. The first year Ford made the T-Bird, they outsold Corvette 23-1, and they're still popular to this day. They can be easy money in the right hands. Barrett Auto Care is the first garage to check out the T-Bird.
Smells like it's run recently. It's got fresh coolant, fresh gas in it.
Having it looks like aftermarket Flowmasters on it.
You can make a lot more money on a classic car than a late model car. The problem is it takes a lot more money and a lot more time, but I'm interested. If we can get this thing at the right price, I think we can make a lot of money on it.
Sounds like Holly and Beep are gonna make a play for the T-Bird. We'll see if Atomic has the same idea.
The curves on it are good.
Look at the interior, dude. It's all there. That's what's hard to find about these cars, man.
Man, that interior is awesome. The T-Bird is a badass car. We could sell for a huge profit. Pop the hood. Dude, this is the 4-barrel. This means this is the bigger one. This is the one we want. I'm wondering if these guys are educated enough to know that this is a diamond in the rough with this engine.
They didn't even make this engine without a 4-barrel carb.
This is actually a sought-after T-Bird.
Yo, it's a 4-barrel carburetor. It's the big one. I don't think he even knows what he's talking about.
Atomic knows classic cars, and this car is gonna make a ton of money.
Well, Atomic may try and give Holly and Beep a run for their money.
Hey, Dennis, you're old enough to remember how the hood's open on these things. The oil's where the oil's supposed to be.
On that T-Bird, I'd have to drop at least $5 grand in it to make it a sellable car. There's just no money to be made on it. It's not worth my time.
Old Frank's not gonna bite. Josh and his crew are the last to assess.
With this T-Bird being restored properly and getting all the little bells and whistles that it needs to make this thing shine, I could double my money off of this car pretty easy.
We got caps, a rim or two. We'll hit on it.
I've got to be able to buy this thing at a cheap price so I can make some cash off of it and make everybody happy.
So, Josh is in. Now it's time to see which of these shops is gonna take it home. Should be an interesting auction.
All right, let's start me out here.
I don't know if there was a happy hour that I missed, but these guys are going stupid over this car.
27, 3,537.
What are you doing? Rodriguez, you can't afford this. You're raising the price up.
Seeing Atomic bid on this car, I know they're going to take it to their shop and just destroy this thing. I'm not going to let these guys screw up a classic car.
I'm from Jersey. You don't know who you're with.
37.5. Atomic and Rodriguez are going crazy. Do they not know the resale of these cars?
There's a buyer for this car. You just don't know because you're old.
3.5.
I'll go 4. I'm either going to win this car and take it home, or I'm going to hurt you bad trying to get it.
They're idiots.
45.
Rodriguez, all he knows how to do is paint. This isn't your car. Not happening.
42. All in done 41 I have. So 41 and better. So 41 621 the better. 6.
You know, Atomic spent way too much money on that car, and they fell for my trap. I bid those suckers up. Now those turkeys get to take that piece of junk home and try to make a profit off all that money they just got them spending.
Is there gold in the trunk of that car? Did I miss something?
Let's go, man. So 4,100? Okay. We just spent $4,100 on this T-Bird. I have 5 kids. I dipped into their college fund. We don't sell this car, gonna hit the fan.
Cool. Hook it up, Mark. Let's see if it cranks.
You know, we have no idea if this car will even start.
We blew our load on this car, and now I'm a little nervous.
All right, Mike, we're hooked up. Until we hear this car turn over, we're sweating bullets.
To your left.
Turn all the way left. Can't hold the shift for too long. Oh! Yeah! Hell yeah! That's it. Oh, that is awesome. Dude, that's not bad.
Now it's time for Atomic Garage to find out what they got themselves into.
Turn. Oh, my God. Women drivers.
Atomic Garage has only been around for 3 months. Off the horn, I'm a step. Marty, he does body work. Mike, metal and paint. Me, electrical and mechanical. And my wife, Sarah, she's the ace in the hole. She handles all logistics. She does the books and saves us a ton of money.
These guys wouldn't know what's in the bank account if it wasn't for me. They are so juvenile.
We know how to play hard, but we also know how to work hard.
There you go. Cool. Martin? Yeah. I don't think these door panels are gonna cut it, man.
Oh, man. Look how bad that is.
We'll probably ended up just redoing them.
That sucks.
I don't think we can fix these.
There's a wire with tape around it, just hanging off the ignition.
Hey, guys, want to put the list together? Let's kind of like just roughly throw it up on the board, and then we'll number it as far as priority goes.
We can go 2 ways. Restore this car, make it boring, sell it to an old guy, or put a cool paint job on it, drop it on its balls, and sell it to the kid that's gonna cruise it every day. I'd rather go that way.
All right, so really the first priority is doing all the body work. Dings and dents, get all that stuff pulled out.
Dings and dents.
All right, dings and dents.
And number 2 is a badass paint job.
Man, seafoam green, something bright.
Sweet.
I was voted to be the paint and body guy. Man, this T-Bird's gonna come out awesome.
Whatever Mike says goes.
So the guys want to paint the car seafoam green with a silver top. I'm really excited. They picked a great color.
Gonna hide all the dings and dents.
Right on.
And the really last thing is gonna be the air ride, getting the suspension all set up.
The suspension is what's gonna make this car so visually appealing. An air ride suspension replaces the old steel springs with some sweet airbags that you can lower and raise the car. It also helps the ride.
The guys have big plans for their first flip together. Atomic's budget on the rebuild is close to $4,500, bringing their total investment to $8,600. In 14 days, they're hoping to sell this car for $15,000. They're hoping for a profit of over $7,000. All they have to do is stay focused.
Premature.
These boys just may be in over their heads. Another day, another auction in Texas. Looks like everyone's back for another go, including the boys from Atomic. Some people just don't know when to quit.
Our next lot is lot number 28. We have a 2002 Nissan Xterra.
The Xterra was Nissan's first compact SUV with real off-road capabilities and rugged styling.
This auction today, man, if it were a beauty contest, there wouldn't be a winner or a runner-up. I don't know, this is a possibility here.
There's really nothing sexy about the Xterra, but I can make some fast money on it.
Whatever you like just tickles the heck out of me.
Looks like Frank found something he likes.
All these late model cars, they're controlled by computers. I'm not a computer nerd. I work on real cars and get my hands dirty. This thing ain't going home with us. We ain't got enough mental tools in our shop to even touch this thing. I don't sit there and type buttons all day trying to figure out why my car's not running good.
Josh doesn't seem to have an affinity for computers. He likes his cars pretty and dumb. That leaves Beep and Harley to decide to go up against Frank if they want this car.
Chick training fluid, maybe. This Nissan is our bread and butter. It's what we do day in and day out.
I can flip this Nissan Xterra in a few days, make a few grand, and not even break a sweat.
Beep and Harley are going to put their money on the Xterra. Unfortunately, they're not too good with a poker face. Frank can see they're clearly interested.
Hey, Beep, is that the winner right there?
I'm watching the Barretts. They're acting like tourists looking at this thing.
See what you do, you don't hover over it, man, because then somebody knows you want it.
They shouldn't have showed their cards, so we're going to have a little fun with this Xterra. I'm going to make them pay for it if they want it.
Everybody ready to go. Let's sell a car. However, I'm going to get $100 bill. Let's go. 2, 1, 2, 500, 600, $600, $700,
They can have that stupid thing. There's a reason it's already in a junkyard and it's not even 10 years old.
I can tell Holly really wants this car. I'm going to play the game with her for a little bit.
My problem with Frank is he's got deeper pockets than me. I don't like getting in a bidding war with Frank.
She's not getting away that easy.
2,100.
I could kill Frank right now. I thought he was out.
If Holly wants the Xterra, she's going to have to pay for it.
I don't know what Frank thinks he's doing, but I am not letting him have this car.
Outbid by a woman. $2,200. She going with me. She only $2,200. Congratulations on that nice one right there.
I made Holly put her money where her mouth was. She paid for the car.
Hi, for $2,150, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What are they going to do with that Xterra? They're going to put some bars on the top, throw one of those fancy gizmos on the interior that plays the flat discs?
Let's see if we can figure this thing out. Just hit the key, see what happens.
Nothing.
Nothing?
When we buy a car from an auction, it's anybody's guess whether it's even going to start or not.
This is the nerve-wracking part where we're all on edge.
Check that starter contact down there. Hey, try that.
Uh-oh. Let's hope Barrett Auto didn't just buy a $2,000 boat anchor. Coming up on Texas Car Wars, Atomic has a slight difference of opinion.
Why are you gonna cry now?
I'm not crying. You break more just by being you.
I don't even know if this battery's any good or not.
Barrett Auto just bought a Nissan Xterra at auction for just over $2,000. A great deal if they can get it to start.
Hey, try that.
It's like hearing your child say mommy for the first time. It's such a beautiful sound.
Please, guard! That's what I'm talking about.
Buying the car is the easy part. Now it's time to see what real work it's gonna take to flip this Xterra.
I'm Beef Kitchen, and I run the shop. My wife Holly runs the office, and I have a crew of guys that work for us.
We are a family-run business, and when Beep and I very first talked about having kids, we agreed no daycare. Hey, let's not play with electricity.
Bobby, hey, that's enough.
And I'm rethinking that now.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it up on the lift. Is it going up, buddy?
This is the moment of truth. Make or break time.
That's good, buddy. Thank you.
Boy, she's oily.
It's coming right out of there, which is probably rear main seal and valve covers.
Want to don't we come over and run the numbers real quick on the board?
What are we doing here?
Let's write everything we need, what we want to put into it. The Nissan needs timing belt water pump, tune-up.
There's some dents that we want to fix. We want to get that repainted. The seats need to be cleaned up. We're going to replace the headliner in the car. It's the top part inside the car.
The material has been ripped off of it.
And we're going to replace it with black felt. We're going to put Danny in charge of that because he can do a good job.
Danny, go get the black fabric for the headliner.
You can have cars that are in perfect mechanical condition, but look bad, and that makes it a tough seller because they're like, it doesn't look right.
In addition to paint and interior work, Beep and Holly are also going to do custom engraving on the Xterra's roof rack.
Should we do Nissan or Xterra? I think Xterra.
They're budgeting just under $1,000 for the rebuild, bringing the total investment to just over $3 grand. They're hoping to sell it in a week for $6,500, which will bring them a quick profit of over $3 grand. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's worth it if they can flip it quickly.
Let's go, guys. We got to hustle.
It's a good day for a car auction. If you play your cards right, you can make a killing. If you don't, you land yourself some pricey new lawn art.
Our next lot is a 1955 Ford Fairlane. It's a lot of three. You can put all three of these together and make you one genuine classic right here.
The Fairlane was America's family car. They came in every style, from a two-door coupe to a four-door station wagon. Nowadays, a mint-condition Fairlane can bring top dollar.
This is one of three, yeah.
I have a soft spot for Fairlanes, but the engines aren't any good in any of them. There's no money to be made.
Beef doesn't see any potential in these three Fairlanes.
This engine's hurting, man.
All right, let's run around with the other ones. The first one is okay. This one has all the chrome, which is awesome, because you can't really find it. That's the problem.
It's a lot of work. We don't have the time for that.
If it was a two-door Fairlane, no-brainer, you buy it because it's desirable. But this is a four-door Fairlane that no one wants.
The same seems to be the case for Atomic, leaving it to Frank and Josh to make a go for it if either of them wants these Fairlanes.
I can smell the varnish gas from here.
Fords overall are a harder car to sell than a GM.
Note to self, stay away from the old Fords.
If I take home these Fairlanes, I won't put them together. I'll part them out, and that's how I'll make my money.
Frank is interested, but doesn't see potential in rebuilding these classic cars. The money man must not be one for nostalgia.
Woohoo! Let's go, boys! You know, we can take all three of these Fairlanes, make one badass car, do it cheap, and make a lot of money off of this project.
Good luck, sucker.
Rodriguez thinks they can piece together one good Fairlane out of all three and turn a big profit. Looks like Frank is going to have some competition after all.
Seems like whatever we look at, they run over there and look at it too, so let's take them on something.
Should we fall in love with this one and throw them on?
Yeah.
All right. This one's mine.
Okay.
So that leaves it to Frank and Josh to duke it out.
Let's go. 55 model. How many $100, let's go. How many $100, 100, 2, 500, 600. Out of 600, get 500, 600, 500, 600, 800, sir. 7,
I don't think any of these shops that are out here can afford to compete with Frank. That guy's got more money than God.
If I see something that I want and I know I can make money on it, I'm leaving with it.
But little does he know I'm going to pull the sneak attack on him and take him out. My plan on getting this Fairlane is to just come back in at the last second and pull the carpet out from underneath him.
Last call. 800, all day and all done. $900. So, $800.
Let's take it all.
$800. Yes, Josh knows something that I don't. Maybe the price of scrap metal's gone up.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing a lot better now.
Josh only paid $800 for those Fairlanes, but he's going to have a lot of sleepless nights. There is a lot of work involved in those.
Scored big, man. I think the potential to make money off it is there.
After all the auctions, Old School Customs is going home empty-handed.
Yeah, I gotta say, I feel good. Tigger feels good, too. We both feel good about not buying anything. Buddy, I'm gonna go home and melt like a fat stick of butter. I'm gonna go home and sleep like a fat baby.
Josh and the Rodriguez boys made it out of the auction with 3 classic Fairlanes. If they can get one of the 3 to fire up, they just might be in business.
I'm Josh Rodriguez. I own Rodriguez Ride and Cycle. I've got a great crew here. James and Richard, my right-hand man. Richie's good at making things look pretty and go fast. James is a good electrician and a technician. I'm doing this out of my dirty backyard.
Dinner's ready.
All right.
Are you gonna come inside?
Working at home, it's definitely got its perks. We may not be a big fancy shop, but, you know, we make the magic happen no matter what. All right, I'll push, I'll receive. Cut it. The red and white Fairlane is in the best shape, so that's the car we're gonna end up trying to flip. Yes, Jude. What's up, man? We're working on this old car. You're supposed to be helping. We don't know whether the motor in this car is gonna work. We can't afford to put a new engine in this Fairlane. Thing probably ain't ran in about at least 30-some years, it looks like.
That pump's dead.
It's not pulling?
No, nothing.
We got the other two Fairlanes here, so now we get to tear these things apart. We definitely need to get a fuel pump and some new fuel lines for it. Hey, can we hurry up and get those hoses? My crew, we're just living flip to flip. If we can't get the motor on this car to turn over, we're just screwed. Yeah. Going hot. Oh. That's good enough for now.
That's good enough.
Yeah. That's badass, dude. Good job.
That's awesome.
We got a running car, fellas. Let's not get all the happy-go-lucky yet, though. Well, let's write it down and figure out what we gotta get. You know, the biggest splurge on this car is gonna be the interior work. I'm gonna guess $1,600. Yep.
The Rodriguez boys are fixing to restore this Fairlane's original look with a two-tone paint job. They plan to save a heap of cash by poaching off the other two Fairlanes. Time is money, so they gotta get it done quick.
So let's just start ordering some stuff and see how fast we can burn up this budget.
Rodriguez Garage plans to keep their budget to $2,500 on the build, bringing their total investment to $3,300. If they can sell the finished Fairlane for $10,000, they hope to walk away with a profit of $6,700.
Ooh, man, there's a lot of cobwebs under this dash here.
Ken, can you put my tools back, man? You did the rear bumper, you idiot. And you left.
Maybe you left them there from yesterday.
I so dislike you.
You guys can't play nice, don't play at all.
You know, we're broke, we got no money. It's mandatory we sell the T-Bird. If we don't, we actually can't pay this month's rent. We have to watch every penny we spend. Come on, man, just think. Dude, we just started and you're already having a attitude.
Maybe if I had somebody help me grab the rest of the front.
You don't know what you're talking about.
That didn't sound good. The guys are fighting way more than usual. We gotta get this done.
Man. Yeah, all $15 of that light.
Come on, Ken.
You're not gonna rub your face in it. Get the handle out.
No, you know, dude, be careful. What's the point of rushing if we're gonna spend more money now?
Don't worry, you'll break more than I will, I promise.
No, you know, dude, it's your attitude. Well, man, $15 now, like 20 bucks
My
tomorrow.
attitude? My
Your
attitude? You. All right, first of all, you break more just by being you.
Why are you gonna cry now?
I'm not crying.
Huh?
Shut
you need
up
a hug?
off the light bulb.
You're an idiot, man.
Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Coming up on Texas Car Wars. Josh shares his artistic vision.
Don't spend money on things we don't need.
Progress is starting to be made at Barrett Garage. The gang's fixed all the leaks and dealt with a pesky check engine light. All they have to do is fix the AC, make the Xterra look good, and they may just pull off this flip.
Can we just chit-chat for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're there.
Yesterday, one of the things I was told to go get for the headliner is fabric. When Danny came to tell me, I was told to get gray.
We said black. We said black from the beginning.
So instead of the headliner getting assembled this morning, I gotta go throw this away, and now I get to go waste another hour going and getting fabric. Not pointing fingers, but I'm pointing fingers. Every dollar counts, okay? Are we good? All right, nobody cry.
Communication's not really going well between Holly and between us. I can take getting yelled at by Beat, but when Holly comes out there and fusses, it's just like, I mean, it hurts.
The first rule is don't make Holly mad. Rule number 2, don't make Holly mad. Rule number 3, don't forget rule number 1 and 2.
Next time you send Harley on an errand, you best remember that, Danny. Josh is getting big ideas about this car, so he's called over his friend Arturo to see what he can dream up for the interior.
Man, we got a hell of a job for you. So this is the interior here that we're gonna pull out for you and send your
The
way.
seats are completely gone. That's what's gonna be your expense.
Some rats in there that made themselves at home underneath there and all that stuff.
We'll leave the rats here. We'll take the seats home.
Yeah. You know my name is on the line. I don't want that car to leave like some slapped together painted piece of crap. We're gonna do red headliner, red carpet.
Which red?
Arrest me red. Red hot, baby. We gotta pull together, brother. I'm summoning your inner eagle powers. Arturo said the interior of the car is gonna be $2,500. It's about $1,000 more than what I'd originally anticipated for the car. You know, I just had to make an executive decision without consulting the guys. I've got this one by the horns.
Since Josh has this one by the horns, then everything should turn out just fine. Back at Atomic, the boys are ready to put in the new air ride suspension. But first, they gotta get the old one out.
I can drop the car on the other side just a little bit.
That wasn't good.
Yeah, I know.
I think we should cut the coil out.
I'm scared of cutting that coil out. The 64 Thunderbird was known for having one of the hardest, stiffest springs any vehicle has ever had.
What's the old saying, Ken? No guts, no glory?
Yeah, it could also lead to no hand.
The spring is under tension, and it's a bomb that you're basically releasing.
When you don't have any money to buy the tools you need, you have to improvise.
If the grinder gets knocked out of my hand, I just unplug it because it's gonna run across the floor. Dude, it's not gonna get anywhere near you.
Got this. We understand that it's not very professional to be cutting the spring out of the car. Any number of things can happen. Something either money or blood oriented.
You just hope and pray it doesn't crack your skull open.
You all right? Yeah, it's not cutting right. Damn.
That was kind of scary, actually.
Right?
Yeah, I'm fine. You could have broken my hand, man.
I know. You want some donuts?
I could actually use one.
Yeah, I think you deserve some donuts today, big guy.
Rodriguez and his crew are hard at work stripping down the Fairlane to get it looking nice. It's nice to see a garage working together in harmony.
Well, the upholstery guy took a look at everything and said I'll have it done in 10 days.
In 10 days? Okay, that'll work.
Pretty good deal or what? Yeah, smoking deal. Yeah. That's cool. He said it's going to be about $2,500. We need to get it to him as soon as possible. He already ordered the material today.
$2,500 for seats? I really don't like it when Josh goes off and makes decisions on his own without consulting the rest of us.
You know, I understand you're part of it, but, you know, it's still my name at the end of the day that's being thrown out there with this car.
No, we're all part of this. It's not just your name. Don't get confused with that, because we're all putting our time in this.
Okay,
I got just as much to lose.
Well, you know, looking at it another way, too, I mean, who put the money out for the car?
Hunky dory, I owe you $270. I'll get you $270. Quit sweating. Don't spend money on things we don't need. I'm done. I've said my piece. I need a beer and a margarita, and I'm gonna take off. I don't care. I don't really give a beer and margarita. Beer and margarita, yeah. That's it.
I guess Josh forgot to tell the boys that he had this thing by the horns. Coming up on Texas Car Wars, Barrett Auto hits a speed bump.
This thing looks like we are now running behind.
Lovely.
Barrett Auto is still on track with the Xterra. They got the air conditioner working, so now all they have to do is to make it look real nice.
Wow, look at the headlights.
Maybe that should be our slogan. We take it from turd to not turd. It's good.
They found a potential buyer that wants to check out their rebuild, so they have to move fast if they want to make this sale.
I've got the buyer coming by, bringing his entire family, his wife and his 3 children. Nobody buys a car without test driving it, and it's not ready.
We're gonna have this wrapped up.
I'm a wrapping. Jewel that. 3 more to go. That one's done.
Looks awesome.
Danny's our detail guy. He's finishing up the engraving on the bars, and it's the last piece to go on before our customers get here.
We've got to go. This one is fixed.
How are we looking?
Not good.
Because, you know, we got 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got a situation we're trying to sort out here.
And that is?
The rack's not going on right. The holes don't line up.
Well, the Xterra was to the outside.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And the engraving is on the wrong side. This thing looks like the Xterra is gonna be on the inside.
Uh-oh, that doesn't look good.
Lovely. They're coming in 25 minutes. Let's hope they buy the thing with it looking stupid.
Danny, I'd run if I were you.
What up, chumps?
With the new suspension in and the T-Bird sanded, it's ready for its new paint job. What was it they last decided on? Seafoam green?
Seafoam green is the perfect choice for this car.
I think we were thinking somewhat like an Orion silver.
Okay.
So we don't want to do... Wait, are we changing it now?
What do you mean change?
We're gonna get away from the green?
Yeah, we're gonna go from the green, dude. Just trust me on this. It's a gamble, but it'll be cool.
Don't look at me. I got nothing to do with it. I didn't
Dude,
do
you
it.
talked him into silver,
I didn't
didn't you?
talk him into silver.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything, man. You know, seafoam green, silver. I don't care. We could paint this car pink for all I care at this point.
And what's the top gonna be?
I think we'll go. Well, let's pick silver first, and we'll go from there. So you mind if we take this outside?
No, go right here.
Then all we're gonna do is argue anyway.
Okay.
Thank you. Supposedly I was picked to be the paint and body guy, but right now these guys ain't acting like it. Seafoam green, it's an old man color. Marty just needs to trust me and let me pick the colors.
So what's the concept, man?
The concept is gonna be cool, just trust me.
I'm kind of feeling a bit pissed off. Where the hell have I been this whole time? Why haven't I been let in on this conversation? It's just crazy. Like, all I know is that we were talking green, you know, silver roof. I just disagree.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I just need a color. Pick a damn color, really.
Barrett Garage was already racing to finish the Xterra, but after Danny's roof rack hiccup, they are officially down to the wire.
We are still assembling the vehicle, which is not what I like. They're here, so...
Go tell him to buy him a donut or something.
Yeah, well, a donut's not going to do me very much good right now.
Y'all been busy getting everything ready?
Yes. Y'all are not going to believe the transformation of this vehicle.
All right, I'm good with that. Let's let him take it.
Ready? We're ready.
All right, let's go.
Let's go see this car.
I gotta say, Barrett did a damn fine job on the rebuild. This Xterra sure looks nice, especially considering where it came from.
There's the keys.
Credence?
Go have a good test drive.
This test drive has to go well, or we could lose the sale.
After some time to cool off, James is back at the garage, hard at work on the Fairlane.
Essentially, right now, we're just working for free. Until this car sells, I'm gonna bite my tongue. I'll play nicey-nicey and not be the that I normally am.
With the new fuel pump in the Fairlane, Josh needs to reinstall the gas tank before they paint it and put the new interior in.
The gas tank in this Fairlane's a big issue. You know, we've been walking past this thing for 2 weeks. James told me it was good to go back in. Now that we're down to putting it in the car, this thing's full of rust and crud. It's not gonna run.
Oh, man, it's cake. Is it bad? It's pretty caked up. It looks like this in there.
With all the money Josh has already sunk into this build, he better hope one of the other two cars has a tank he can use.
Oh, damn, Richie. Smell bad? No, look at the neck. It's got worse scale than that one does. Car number 3. We're screwed. We're not gonna find another tank cheap or used that's in any good of shape. New tank's gonna be $200.
You know what? That one might be salvageable. Let's get a gallon of vinegar and a thing of baking soda and just dump it in there. Just fill it all the way up and let it sit and eat all that stuff out. Damn it.
No.
Let's hope James's homegrown idea works here, for these boys are out a lot of cash. Beep and Holly have brought this Xterra a long way since being in the junkyard.
Yeah, I'm good.
Now it's time to see if all their hard work pays off.
We're missing a visor up here.
Yeah, you can get the visor. We're missing the lighter.
And hopefully they don't notice the engraving on the wrong side. All in, Barrett sunk $3,150 into the Xterra, and now they're hoping to flip it for $6,500.
Why don't we step in here and talk some money? Okay, perfect.
What are you asking for it?
65.
Wow.
For you, 65.
I was thinking about maybe 54. I've been online doing a little research.
I know. So, would you go 6?
It does have high mileage.
It doesn't look like a high mileage car.
No, that's true.
I got to turn some kind of profit on it, and I can't really let it go lower than 58.
Okay. You know, I trust you guys, and I know you're going to stand behind your work. So.
Yes, we definitely will. Okay, deal?
Sounds great.
Yay!
All right.
Barrett negotiated a final sale price of $5,800, bringing them a profit of nearly $3,000. That's $700 less than their goal price, but they're not complaining.
Awesome. And you smell good.
I know, right?
Some good stuff on this morning.
Coming up on Texas Car Wars, the Thunderbird's ready to leave the nest.
Oh, that's nice. Marty, don't this up.
I decided to kind of pull a little prank on a neighbor, make you down the road, and go drop some junk off in his front yard instead of keeping it in mine. I'm doing about 40 miles an hour with parts and pieces flying off of it. When I looked and saw Phil in the back of that car, I thought he kept saying, you bastard, but in my mind, I just kept hearing him say, go faster, go faster.
This is all yours now, Mickey. I'll see you later.
James's little vinegar trick ended up doing the job on the gas tank. That just leaves the paint and interior, and the Fairlane is ready to flip.
When I see the interior in the Fairlane, I realize that Josh did make the right call on that.
Hell yeah.
Now that the Fairlane's done, let's see if these boys can sell it.
What up, man? You Bobby?
Josh, yeah.
Josh got an inquiry from a potential buyer online.
All right, well, let me go show you the car.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
This Fairlane's looking pretty good. I have to say, I'm a little surprised this garage pulled it off.
All original factory equipment. Only thing that's brand new on this car is the paint and the interior.
Is that leather or is that...
No, it's vinyl. You want to buy a car or you want to bust my balls?
No, man, I'm not trying to bust your balls. I'm just trying to make sure I get a good deal.
Yeah. You know, a lot of these people are just quacks. They just want to take a ride in these old cars. This guy is nitpicking, but I know it's going to shut him up. It's a 272Y block. Want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
These things are torque boxes.
After splurging on the interior and engine work, Josh spent $4,300 rebuilding the Fairlane. He's hoping to sell it for 10 grand.
What's your asking price on this?
I'm asking 12.
I was thinking more like 9.
Oh, man, we're not even on the same page. You know, these cars are easily bringing up to about 15 right now.
You mean the 4-doors?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I can't do 12.
Well, hit me your best shot.
Would you meet me at 10?
That's coming down quite a bit still. I'll tell you what, I'll come down to 11. You know, we're apart right now, grand. If you really want this car, let's just bite it and meet in the middle.
I can meet you at 10.5.
You own a new Fairlane, my brother.
All right, there you go. 10.5.
Rodriguez sold the '55 Ford Fairlane for $10,500, making a profit of $6,200. That's $500 more than their goal price. Not too shabby.
There's a little part of me that's sad to see the Fairlane go. On the other hand, sell this thing for about 10 grand, it's a hell of a home run.
Atomic painted the T-Bird and is putting on the finishing touches to prep for their potential buyer.
Hey, Kim, nice to meet you.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, they pulled it off. It may have taken a while, but this T-Bird sure did clean up nice.
All right, yeah, let's hear it.
The air conditioning's not working. Did it say anything about that in the ad?
No, not that I remember.
Atomic's total investment was around $9,000 on the T-Bird. They're going to try to sell it for $15,000.
We're asking $15,000 for it. If you go online, do research, we're looking to make a fair deal.
It's a decent price, but I don't know what I'm going to end up with without air conditioning. I mean, that could be a $2,000 job quite easily. And there's other things. I've got to fix other things. So I'll go 11 and a half.
Listen, we'll knock off a grand. That grand you could dump into get an AC running. Basically, 14.
Man, you're killing me.
Marty, don't f this up.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll go 12.5, and that's as high as I can go. That is my limit.
12.5.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
With a final sales price of $12,500, Atomic succeeded in making a statement with their first flipped car, turning a profit of $3,400. That's $2,500 shy of their goal price, but they don't seem to mind. After all was said and done, of all three garages, the big winner, Rodriguez, who scrapped their way to the biggest profit.
Barrett and the Xterra, almost what's the point? We know you can build a late model car. Bravo. You know, gold star. Whoop-de-doo.
Atomic is new to this. They are in way over their heads, and I think they've got a lot to learn.
Rodriguez sold the Fairlane for over $10K, huh? Well, I'd have to see the paperwork. I'm not sure about that. All I can say is I'm surprised and impressed.